Yes, Mr. John Oloyede joins us now to continue our focus on security. Morning, and thank you for coming on today.
Good morning.
But let's even get your thoughts. You're a lawyer. This local government, they claim all sorts. They even say that they're operating under the law, some of them, with the backing of local governments in their respective states. What law do they refer to? And are they right when they talk about or cite any law backing what they do?
I'll say right away that it's not in the realm of speculation. I once had an experience, and we wrote to the Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice in Lagos State then, telling him what somebody went through in the hands of these local government thugs.
How many years ago was this?
I'm looking at about 3-4 years back, and we quoted certain laws which they had on their receipts and all that. And I have a letter from the Attorney General's office, Lagos State, saying there are no such laws. That's number one. Number two, I also have in my possession a judgment of a High Court of Lagos State, number one, stating that insofar as a particular LCDA, because now everybody just assumes that, oh, they are local government officials. Some of these places are known as local council development areas. Now, that these LCDAs, insofar as they are not recognized by the Constitution of Nigeria yet, because they were created and they are still at their inchoate stage, most of them are not local government strictly so-called, and they cannot demand for monies from people. That is there is a judgment to that effect given by a judge of the High Court of Lagos State. But you see, the problem with us as Nigerians is this: we are always in a hurry to nowhere. I can imagine a day when people will get stopped by these people. They are usually like 5'10". They use force, they harass you, they intimidate you. But assuming they stop one person, and while they are at it, other people who have had such similar experiences, they park, block the road, and say, look, we are not going anywhere today. These people will disappear. Thirdly, most of these local government laws do not allow them to stop and do anything in respect of articulated vehicles. That is, vehicles that run on motors. They can only deal with bikes. The laws have not been changed. They've not been amended. And that was also part of this judgment I'm talking about. But Nigerians are ignorant, with all due respect. And we're always rushing. I am also guilty. It had happened to me before. And I had to just say, look, I'm going after money. I don't steal. I'm not a politician. I'm not your local government chairman. I have to get there. What do I have to do? And say, oh, God, well, because you are a lawyer, just give us something. And honestly, I gave.
So even with your knowledge of the law, you still had to give because the process could have been much longer.
Just like when our president was to be put in place of his the late president, the doctrine of necessity came into play. I needed to get the big money, and I had to give the small money. That was it.
Did you get a receipt for it? Sorry, yeah.
No receipt.
There's no receipt?
No receipt.
There was no documentation whatsoever?
Not at all.
So even if this were legal, they had no way of tracking or making sure that this process was accountable?
Let me tell you how bad it is. When I wrote a letter to the Attorney General then, an elderly man, an old retired senior civil servant, was stopped. They harassed him, and they issued about 3 or 4 different receipts after dragging him into a local council development area. So it was not, nobody would suspect that this was a hoax. He followed them, they took him there, and they issued all sorts of different kinds of receipts. Issued by an agent, a sort of somebody who was conscripted by the local council area to be doing that dirty job. And when we checked, do you know that some of the addresses on the receipts were actually in the eastern part of Nigeria?
Oh dear.
This agent is actually located outside Lagos. I still have them. About 4 or 5 different receipts. 10,000 for this, 20,000 for that.
Now that's the case with local council, which you say because they're incoherent, do not have the powers to collect monies. What about local government areas?
Even the local government areas, there's a limit to what they can collect. I am telling you that they have no business stopping 4-wheeled vehicles.
Across the country, this is not just in Lagos State.
Yes, they have no business. But because they are hungry, the state governments have taken over their allocations. They now help them to execute projects, all in the name of stemming corruption. So what ordinarily should go to the local government, the roads they should construct, the tenement rates they normally collect, the state governments have turned it into something that is now land use charge. When you pay that, the local government gets nothing. Some of them will still bring bills that you must pay. But if you are smart or adamant and you write to the higher authority, they will tell you don't have to pay. You've paid land use charge. So the receipts are fake. What they are doing is illegal.
And they can be sued.
Why not? Somebody sued them, and I say I have the judgment.
But they're not enforcing them, are they?
Well, it was a declaratory judgment. Somebody insisted I'm not going to pay. You have done, but of course they seized this vehicle, did all sorts of things. The court eventually ordered them. Of course, that's after you know how long it will take. So that's just it, and that's the problem.
What would be your advice to Nigerians who find themselves in that kind of situation?
Well, without meaning to encourage anarchy, I think the time has come for Nigerians to take them on. As I always say, it is them against us. It has come to a situation where it is one for all for one. If somebody gets stopped and you suspect that there's foul play, shout. Tell people to help you. Let everybody park their cars, block the road. When nobody can move because the road is blocked, they would have to come and intervene. What is happening?
If the state governments don't want to intervene,
we can do it ourselves. We just got to do something about what is going on in this country.
Because we spoke to Akwa Ibom State Governor, and he says he stopped it. That he didn't just want that kind of thing in the state. So if he did that in his own state, it shows that other state governments are simply looking the other way.
Well, he didn't stop the 100 million naira medical bill thing. So I don't want to go into that, because talking about stopping this, stopping that, nothing has stopped. Nobody controls these people. When they are harassing you, the governor is probably out of the country.
No, we actually went around the state and we didn't see them.
Well, good for them in Akwa Ibom.
So we decided to look first,
well, yes,
before asking. Because if we didn't look and we did ask, then we would be guilty. But we looked and we didn't see that one. So at least for that one, we saw that one.
Well, the governor will be well justified to stop that. I mean, because he's well paid for doing that.
Well, let's get
and he will continue to be well paid for doing that.
All right, this security matter on our hands
yes.
now. The states are also well paid. They've got 4 billion security votes. That much we understand from Borno SSG, who was here. But in spite of all of those, we've got this challenge. Any way out for us, from your perspective, and what would that be?
Chibok. That's a very tight one, you know. I think we've reached a point in this country where we should just stop passing the buck. What can I do? What can you do? What can the governor do? What can the military do? What can everybody do? You see, Nigeria was never prepared for this, just like we are never prepared for anything bad, except, I mean, when it's good, partying and all that. We were never prepared, for a situation where Boko Haram will hold us to ransom. But one thing I've seen so far is, as usual, we all want to run away from our respective responsibilities. We want to pass the buck. We want to say the other man is guilty. Oh, the president caused this. It took him 40 days. The president will say, his spokespersons will say, the governors are not really discharging their obligations to the populace within their respective states. Now, enough is enough. I think, and also we have to appreciate the fact that it's not America or UK or any other country that will come and save us from this embarrassing situation. This is a situation, I mean, if it's democracy, they'll say, let's have our homegrown democracy. We have to develop a homegrown solution. I am not one of those who will tell you that the place where the girls are suspected to be kept should be stormed. I don't agree with that. I also believe that the time has come for the government, at whatever level, to actually sit down and talk to whoever has to be spoken with to get these girls released. I also, in my own estimation, I also believe that this was a conspiracy, a big conspiracy that backfired.
How?
What I mean is, you have a Boko Haram, a sect, that is now known all over the world as very, very militant, very ferocious and all that. And you hear that girls are escaping from them. We were told that, that at some point in time, 4 girls, they escaped. And unfortunately, the parents didn't think, despite all this noise all over the world, anybody should hear that these girls have arrived. We heard that at some point in time, the parents, before they were abducted, the parents heard that the militants were coming to abduct them. But rather than going there to pick your child, they went to report to police or soldiers. I won't do that. It's unreasonable. I've just been told that militants are coming to storm a school where my child is. I will now place all my hopes on the military. I would rather go and pick my child. Now, it's evolving. We're hearing all sorts of funny stories. I mean, the principal has said a lot of things that, the military are not working. The military has said conspiracy theories here and there. America, at a point in time, we read in the news that Nigeria, the president was about to settle with these militants. Okay, let us have a swap. And that the foreign power said, no, it is not our policy. You must not negotiate with them. For Christ's sake, I don't think any parent out there will not give anything to have his or her child back. And America, yesterday, gave five men.
Of the Taliban.
Yes, Taliban, thank you very much. For one soldier who had been in captivity for 5 years. We may not be able to draw a parallel. People may not want to agree with me, but we have over 200 girls out there. And somebody from outside will tell me that we cannot negotiate with them, we cannot have a homegrown solution in the face of incapacity, so to say, of the military or the security agencies.
Will negotiation be part of the homegrown situation?
Why not? Why not? Africans are known for negotiating, for settling.